Hello, hello, and welcome to the Mama's Blogging for Biz and Bliss Podcast. Today on the show, we have Leah Kent from leahcherrykent.com, and I'm really excited to have her on the show. Welcome, Leah.
Oh, thanks for having me, Kathy.
This totally.
Is Love talking with you.
I know. We can talk forever for sure. Yay. So really quickly, because we have her adorable son with us today on the show as well. And it's kind of like a chicken baby mom. So Leah, I feel like we've been online buddies like forever.
Yeah.
And yeah. And it's been awesome to see, how our paths are kind of parallel. We keep kind of waving each other as we diverge and then reunite and get together and seeing where you're off to. So I got excited because I see that Leah's offering tarot readings on her Facebook group. And it gave me goosebumps, like how bang on you were with, and also too, like the way you're offering it to your group. So you guys should check that out. So maybe you can explain how we can find that. But I got excited because, as you guys know, I'm a big Leonie Dawson fan, and I've been part of her Amazing Life and Biz Academy forever. And each year I work through her Amazing Life and Biz workbook. And there's a section of the workbook, and I have to show you what I did last year. So there's a section where you pull a tarot card for each day of the month of the upcoming year. And it's really cool. She offers the resource of a link that you can go to. It's a website where you can just push a button and it pulls up a random tarot card. So I did that last year. And what I do is, you can see here, I kind of made a really, there's also a YouTube video here, guys. So I made a really quick drawing. And I don't know if you can see this picture of a kitty. It has a very sad face in it because it says the unseen blessing of difficult times. And I have like this goddess holding this really sad kitty. But it kind of gave me, again, I'm very goosebump prone, but I got goosebumps again because I was reviewing my year, and this is, truth be told, when we were having difficult times. May, June, July was kind of like the season around here. So it was kind of cool to see how the card readings were kind of like, whoa, on par. So then I was thinking, ooh, if Leah did my readings this year, whoa, that could really like blow my mind. So I thought this would be fun if we did this live on the show. And then I thought throughout 2017, I can kind of, refer to, hey, just like Leah said this would happen, or the cards said. So before we begin, I thought, Leah, it'd be fun if you can tell us a little bit why these are so goosebump giving, these tarot readings. Like, how does it work? What's going on here? Are you a witch?
Mm-hmm. Am I a witch? Yeah. Short answer, I think so. So how I came to really embrace tarot and is that I've been working with these cards for years and years on my own, and I've been the recipient of readings. But in the last 2 years, since I became officially a mom, I was always a mom in spirit, but my first son was born 2 years ago, and it was a huge opening up of some intuitive abilities that I'd already had. And I think what happened, and this is what's really interesting, and this is why I'm talking right now almost exclusively about intuition and inner wisdom, because when I became a mom, it was this, huge transition where I realized I really had to take care of my strengths and have all of my power for myself and not give it away to people who were maybe taking it without asking, so it was a lot about energy balancing, because when you're a mom, all of a sudden you need so much energy to take care of yourself and your little ones and your partner and everything else. So what happened is, as I really started getting strong in my own sense of self and really sort of reclaiming my personal power, it's at the same time sort of really opening me up to intuition and honoring whatever those messages were that I was receiving. So that's for me the path of how I came to start really working with the tarot cards more. So everyone has a different opinion, or you will find many different opinions about why tarot works. But for me, it works because I believe that it works. That's kind of an essential first step. And I really see that, there's wisdom whenever you're looking for it. And the tarot cards are this book of wisdom that allows you to kind of access some universal wisdom and universal truths. And what I find is just when you set your intention into the cards, they will reveal back exactly what it is that you need to be hearing or seeing in that moment. So there is some magical alchemy about it. But a lot of this comes from being open to receiving wisdom, believing that we're connected to a source of divine truth and universal wisdom, and then just sort of claiming or allowing that the tarot cards are a conduit for that, like a tool, which is kind of the way that I think of them. They're a tool for connecting with intuition and inner wisdom. Recently, I was writing about how it works for me. Like, I'll pull a card, and sometimes I'll get those goosebump feelings of like, oh my gosh, this is the card. And sometimes you're like, is that really the card? You kind of are resisting it. It's usually a great sign that there's something deeper to be digging in. So even if a card, quote, doesn't resonate, my experience is eventually it does. You just, it was pulling you forward. So like a little further down the line, the wisdom will start to make sense. So I love the system. I personally gravitate towards a lot of really earthy decks with like really luscious imagery. The primary deck I work with has a lot of Native American imagery. So that's what we're using today for your reading are 3 of my favorite decks.
Awesome.
I know Earth Magic deck, a Vision Quest deck, and a Medicine Woman deck. And they're like all really beautiful and gorgeous.
That's so cool. So you're just going to kind of alternate what you're going to be pulling from? Is that how it works?
Yeah. So I think because I also like to work in 3s and 4s since they match up with seasons, right? So like if you look at a quarter, like, so January, February, March is kind of like a quarter. So we'll have one from each deck, and then you'll do the same for the next 3 months. And it infuses some nice juicy rhythm into the reading, which is similar to what I do for myself.
Well, plus this is like with my business in mind. So I'm working with quarters this year, or I call them like Mama Bliss chunks, like working with this season. So that's perfect. Okay. So I'm not going to take too many notes because I'm just going to watch the recording later. But are we good to go for January 2017?
Oh, we're so good to go. This is so fun. I love this.
No, I know. I'm really excited.
So I'm just going to kind of take a moment for us to both kind of like, we have a little baby. I have a 4-month-old. That's why I'm bouncing around.
Hey, we'll just talk a little sing-songy.
This is for sure mommy business right here.
Oh yeah, juggle.
Oh my goodness gracious. It's fun and challenging. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of get centered and I want to connect in with your energy, Kathy, because you can kind of send your waves over here to the cards so that we're really getting your wisdom that you need to be hearing for 2017 to help you live into your highest and best self. Okay? So I'm going to pull the January, February, March all at once. Interesting. Ooh, pretty. Okay. So I'm going to hold these cards up so you can kind of see them as best as possible.
And now I'll recreate the drawings later.
Yes. So your January word is cave or sanctuary.
That's so funny. That looks like Craig dressed in a diaper. That's very mysterious.
Maybe it's time to hibernate and have some partner time. If that's what's resonating for you. But certainly, I mean, it's so classic that would come up in January since it's winter. It's like a classic of hibernation. It's a time of, your inner sanctuary. And so this to me is a clear message about going inward in January to get really clear and focused about who you are and what you want to be creating this year, which sounds like things that you're already doing. And this is a card that's affirming this is the right time for you to be doing that.
Cool.
So sanctuary. I'm going to kind of high level this and then we can kind of dig deeper if needed. But I want to make sure I get to 12.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, so then in February we have this card with the smudging smoke in the 4 directions on a blanket, which is the 4 of fire, which is completion.
Nice.
So it's a really cool card. So 4, it's funny that we talked about 3s and 4s and how much I love those numbers. So it's perfect that you pulled that number. It's actually a really powerful number about like spirit and connection, 4 directions, 4 elements that are basic. But the completion and the fire together is talking about you being in action in your mental realm. So thinking and so to me, that's almost sounding like a project coming together. Maybe something that you've been thinking about doing is going to come together and be launched in February, or all that work is going to happen in February to launch in March. That type of energy is going on for you.
So cool.
February. Like I said, I'm going to rip through these before we have
Totally.
time.
No, this is great.
So for March, we pulled Balance.
So pretty.
Yeah, it's a really gorgeous card.
Wow. I have to show Edie this later. That's a really pretty drawing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous drawing. You've got, the card number is 11, and that's a powerful spiritual number. It's like
my lucky number.
Is it your lucky number?
Well, 111. Anything with ones in it. Every time I look at the clock, it's either 111 or 1111. It's really kind of creepy. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so perfect. So March, you see a lot of things coming together. But whenever I see balance, it's also to me one of those kind of like heads up on making sure that you stay in balance.
Okay.
So that would be the type of time. Maybe March is a busy time of year, right? Spring starts happening, and when that weather season shifts in our physical realm, it can bring up a lot of quote unquote issues. Mm-hmm. So it's also a reminder to be proactive about being in balance so that you can ride through that energy in the most powerful, gracious way. Awesome. So it's almost like do what you need to do in February to set yourself up for a graceful, easy March transition.
Awesome.
I don't know if you've heard that expression, March comes in like a lion.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of big energy in March. So for you, the trick will be staying in balance so that you can make it work for you.
Okay.
Okay. So
that's
March.
awesome.
So quarter 1. Okay. Here comes April. Ooh, right. your card in April. Rules.
This is so
my
fun.
gosh. Beautiful card in May and June. I love what you pulled. Okay. So April, wolf, instinct.
Are we just talking about wolves? Okay, that's awesome. We were talking about lions, but awesome. Okay, cool.
So, talk about women who run with the wolf, trust in your intuition. And what's interesting to me, the word instinct is actually a little bit different than intuition. And instincts are like these very sort of physical, sort of like animalistic instincts. So I'm also getting like a strong vibe about like a mother issue coming up in this month, right? Like being the mama wolf and the mother.
What's the month again?
April.
April. Okay, that's when my mom usually comes to visit. So that's perfect.
Oh,
mother issues. I'm just kidding. Okay, awesome.
Well, hey, it can manifest like that too, but maybe it's going to be a really cool transference of wisdom or powerful energy from her to you, from you to your kids, etc. And you have a good, strong foundation. You've got those all those mountains in your background, so into that grounding foundation that you've already built for yourself. Don't forget about your foundation in April.
Okay.
They need to pull on it. So lots of, and I'm hearing this from a lot of people, the need to like really ground into their earth energy and be really rooted. And so use your instincts to navigate that.
Okay.
This is a rad card. This is integration. It's this woman sitting at a loom. She's weaving, and you also have the spider web there. And the message of this card, I know, and it's 14. Yep, my like Roman numeral challenge. So this card is gorgeous. I love this card. The woman is sitting at the loom. She's weaving all these little threads together, and she's bringing something to fruition. And when she brings all of those pieces together, the creation that she's put together can now soar beyond her and take wings and take flight. So I could see this being a huge month of expansion for you. Again, this is May. Things that maybe haven't quite come together are going to come together in this month. And so your job is to stay focused on the work, and then you trust that by focusing on the sort of day-to-day work, that the bigger things will come together.
Cool. That was a great reminder.
Okay, so here's I have to like count the months every time. Here's June.
Okay. June. Cool.
Okay. So this is Teaching Lodge of the Arrows. Talk about being center stage. Talk about stepping into your role as the master and the guide, being at the head of your tribe and owning that role in a really, beautiful, balanced way. This is about like, I see maybe you're speaking, maybe you're being in front of groups in this month. That could be a really big focus, and owning your voice as a guide and a teacher.
Cool. That's cool. Yeah. I was invited to go to Portland this summer to speak to some women. So maybe that's hinting that's going to happen for sure. So
I love it.
Yeah.
They're already integrating. Okay. So now that was the first half of the year. We stopped at June. I'm going to write down the months really quick. So we got to do July through the end. Okay. So here we go.
Okay. Thank you, Waylon. You're doing awesome.
Love this. So July, you've pulled childhood and innocence.
Aww.
I know.
Kids are out of school then, so might have to play with them.
Yes, and remembering that when you embrace your own feelings around, that innocence of childhood, the beginner's mind, that's a great way to start that second half of your year in life and business. Is kind of like a fresh start, and the magic of being a beginner, the magic of looking at everything with fresh possibilities. So like, I would say drop the idea that like, oh, I already know that, or, oh, I've done that before. Like, if you can kind of clear your mind of that type of energy, then I think there's going to be some fresh ideas or opportunities that could be bubbling up and I also love, there's like a pond, very specifically, there's water, which is creativity in that card. So I'm seeing that being opening up to some new creative ideas for you.
Awesome.
Okay, August. Interesting. So look at you. So you pulled Hermit for this month, and previously you'd pulled Cave and Sanctuary.
Yeah.
So what's interesting to me is that this to me is showing that natural cycle that you might have of the outward and the inward, the breathing, right? Like we all have the natural need to like be very outward, and then we need to go back in and restore and replenish and take care of ourselves. And everybody has their own cycle for that. So this is a card reminding you to take that break in September. And it's really interesting because September tends to be the crazy like back to school energy, and right at that time it's a reminder like don't forget to go inwards and care for yourself and take that sanctuary time again. Those cards are so similar for you. It's interesting to see them coming up in the same thing. They're both like the man going into the cave, tending to his inner flame, nourishing yourself from the inside out before that you're ready to go out and expanding. That's the message there. Okay. Like, where are we?
You're like bouncing, deck and dealing.
I know.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Good job.
We've got, this is a great one. 10 of Stones. So stones are associated with, in other decks, like Pentacles, which is about the material world, physical world, money, wealth, that type of thing. And 10 of Stones is about abundance and success, and so that could be like a really great month in business.
Awesome.
Be like unexpected wealth or riches coming into the picture, that type of thing. And also I'm seeing this picture of potentially like a mentor. Okay, so like a deepening relationship with a mentor, maybe that's going to help you get to that next level. Oh, good gracious. Okay. 3 more months, my goodness.
We're in the last trimester.
That's right. Okay, so here's your October card. Oh, beautiful meadow.
Aww.
And vulnerability. So I like that message for you. It's a great reminder. It's funny to see that coming right after the material wealth and success. And then right after that, maybe there's a vulnerability hangover. That's like kind of a word that other people have used, but I can see that being a thing. So it's a positive issue. It's about being open to like that next step, or maybe the money is going to call you into another level of vulnerability about how to get even more real and raw in your writing or with yourself about what you want to create and how you want to live your life. That's the message actually that I'm just intuitively getting for that card, and why that came up right after financial success.
Interesting.
Is what's this all really about? Okay?
Yeah, that's going to bring up stuff for sure. Mm-hmm.
So here we go to November. Oh, I love this card. 6 of Water, Pleasure.
Ooh.
Yeah, and this is a beautiful card. And talk about, like, again, I love seeing how these things flow together. So after vulnerability, you have this reminder to be open to receiving abundance. Nice. And to incorporate pleasure in your life. Pleasure is a wonderful way to know whether we're on the right track or not. You know, like, we are designed to experience pleasure. It is a way that we receive information about whether we're on the right track or not. Yeah. And so for you, the message is be open to receive, so I can then know what is pleasurable, and then I know what to do more of in my life and in my business.
Awesome.
Yeah, follow the pleasure.
Okay.
The money and the pleasure are all connected.
Yeah, that talks to the hedonist in me. I like it.
Perfection. Okay, and then your December card. Ugh, beautiful. Ace of Stones.
Ooh.
So look at this gentleman. He's climbing up to this gorgeous crystal being offered from the heavens.
Oh, and wow. That's a nice note to wrap things up with.
Well, and what's so beautiful about that too is how it cycles back. And because when you receive an ace card, it's about the start of something. So it's almost like in December, you're going to be starting for 2018 again.
Cool.
Your cycle is more like February through January, is what you're seeing in this picture. And the Ace of Stones is, again, a strong card about that rock solid foundation. You have all of these sort of ancestors and guides that are in the earth there to support you and help lift you up towards the destiny and the prosperity and the creativity that you're wanting to achieve. And stones is another physical realm money card. It, again, is that pentacles in a traditional tarot. And yeah, so you're on the rise, my friend.
Cool. Oh my God, Leah, thank you so much. This is so fun. And I'm going to have fun just listening to the recording and doodle while I listen to your beautiful voice. Like, wow, I can't imagine. Wow, this is really, really cool. So how about before we wrap up, you can let people listening and watching out there, like how they can receive such a reading from you.
Yeah. Well, that's something to say about that.
We're busy.
My marketing coordinator in the future. Yeah. I have something to say. So there's a few different ways to connect with me. So I've been booking my readings just like through email and a PayPal invoice, like very low key for now. But a reading like this, I'm completely open to doing that for somebody. I usually do these via email, and then I send like a beautiful full color PDF with an image of the cards and a write-up. And I like to do it that way because, like you said, then you can turn to it over and over again.
Yes.
So I've been doing a 3-card reading organized around body, mind, and spirit. And that is $35. I would actually do this 12-card reading for somebody. So you can message me if you're interested in that. So it's hello@leahcherrykent.com. I have a Facebook group. We do fun weekly oracle card polls, and that's called Radiant Woman Circle on Facebook. And those are the best ways to get connected with me.
Oh, honey. Yeah, I've partaken, if that's a word, all your offerings over the years, and everything is just done so beautifully, professionally, and warmly, and just so Leah-ly. So I'm really just excited about these readings, and I'm going to come back for more, and I'm definitely going to just be gushing all about this. And I can't wait to see how this unfolds, my year and yours. And I will definitely be referring back to what we have been unveiled today. So that's really exciting.
Oh, this is so fun. Thanks for letting me do this for you. I genuinely consider it an honor to be able to serve and share in this way. And doing these readings has been absolutely incredible. It's been a huge evolution of my mama business. And I've followed my intuition.
There you go. See what happens?
I followed the pleasure because I love doing this, and it never occurred to me that it could be this fun to be in business and be sharing gifts in this way. But it can be this fun.
Totally. Follow the bliss for sure.
That's right.
It always knows.
Exactly.
Awesome. Thanks, Leah. And thank you, Waylon, for being such a patient little man.
Yeah, he's the best.
You give him a high bouncer for a sec so I could see his cute little face before we say goodbye. Squishy cheek. Oh, all right. Thank you.
Little 4-month-old business buddy.
Oh, funny. He's a cutie. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you, Kathy. Bye.
Bye.